This is the 2021 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 3, Belgian Dubbel. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5-Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
What's going on, guys? Nick Lesegor here, Exit 12 Homebrew in the house. And I'm here with the first of 4 yeast experiment beers. It's been a long time. I really should have had these beers in October. I put on YouTube that we were gonna drink these in October, and you know, life gets in the way. What are you gonna do? This is the last yeast experiment of 2021. We'll see what 2022 has in store for the Brewtubers Online Brewers Club. Go on the website, www.brewtubers.com. Check it out, join the Discord. There's a ton of people that have joined the Discord that aren't Brewtubers, that just homebrew and they don't go on YouTube and chronicle it, but they follow our videos as club members. They're in the Discord, they join the club. It's an amazing time. Part of being in the club means you get to do cool things like beer experiments, and that's what this is. This beer is a Belgian Dubbel, and it's mine. I'm gonna start with mine because it's the one we brewed, and it is utilizing Imperial Gnome B45, OG 1.079, finishing gravity 1.011. We brewed this on June 13th, pitched at 67 degrees, fermented at 67 degrees for 10 days, cold crash for 4 days. Easy peasy, baby. You know, we're not messing around with all different temperatures here. The yeast experiments are fun because everybody in the specific experiment brews the same beer, save for one variable. This was yeast. So I have 3 beers in my fridge, one from main brew guy Gary, one from a new guy in our club, Joe, Extra Stout Joe, and then a third one from Dave Big Dog Brewing. We all utilize different yeast, brewed the same beer. Same water, same grist, same hops, different yeast. So I'm excited. I haven't had this beer in a while, even though we brewed it, and I think this is the last can. So let's crack into it.
2,000 years later.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. This is the same glass I'm gonna use for all of the beers. Very, very, very small head, but you can see the bubbles. Oh, here comes a head forming. That's all right, that's a bit all right. Barely a 1/4 finger head, but as you can see, the bubbles are forming as you mess around in the glass. Admittedly, the can had a little give to it. Usually when we can our beers, they're really tight and you can't, you know, apply any pressure to it. This one had a little bit of give to it, which was interesting. Just without even smelling it right now, just pouring it, I was getting raisin, a nice raisin, a melange of sweet fruit, baby. Let's take a look at the yeast though. Gnome by Imperial Yeast, an official sponsor of the club, is the yeast for brewing Belgian-inspired beers in a hurry. This strain is extremely flocculent and drops out of the beer quickly after fermentation. Gnome produces a nice phenolic character that plays nicely with hops, as well as with caramel and toffee malt flavors. Great for Belgian ales that need to be crystal clear without filtration. Highly versatile, use Gnome in an array of Belgian beers. Now I'll tell you what, the one thing I like about this specific beer experiment, this specific yeast experiment, is the Belgian Dubbel high on the ABV, which means that you can kind of let it sit for a little bit. Like I said, we brewed this in June. I'm not trying to drink Belgian Dubbels in June, baby. It's too hot out here. I live in the Northeast, it's too hot. Save it for the winter, even though today it was 55 degrees and it's December. Let's get a nose on this. Oh, that is nice. It has a yeasty character to it. It has that Belgian farmhousey character.
6.5 hours later.
Fig, I get a fig character, a really sweet kind of fig character, raisin, dark fruit for sure. Not plum, it's not quite fruity like plummy, but it has that kind of depthy raisin date characteristic.
1 eternity later.
Very, very malty. almost has like a lollipop character to it, which is interesting. Also, I'm getting licorice, but the red licorice, not black. It almost smells like what when you were a kid, you get candy ropes. You know, that's almost what it smells like a candy rope. I'm excited to dig into this. Cheers. L'chaim. Damn. Woo. All right. Definitely clean. Definitely clean. It's got a nice, I didn't even mention the color. It's got like a nice brownish, reddish hue. When you hold it up to the light, it's got a nice reddish hue. It has a little bit of heat on it still. I'll say that. Light to barely medium mouthfeel. Way more on the lighter side. Hit you with those fruits up front. The Belgian yeast character definitely carries through.
3 weeks later.
This is a good beer. If I had a critique, it's not bitter enough. And that could be because we let this sit June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 7 months. So I'll be interested to see if that same lack of bitterness carries through with the other beers. I will say I'm sipping this unreasonably fast for a 9% beer. It's nice. You got the Belgian, it definitely has a farmhouse character for sure. That hay, it's really in the background though. The star of the show are the malts and the characteristics I'm getting off of those malts. And it could be the yeast as well, but as I mentioned, that raisin, not so much that red licorice character, but the raisin, the date, the fig characteristics. We love Imperial Yeast. Pulling in a little bit of that bitterness now. It's got the heat on the back end. The heat hits you a little bit on the back end. But it's like this could be a winter warmer. You know, we brewed it in June. It's a Belgian Dubbel. Probably not made for winter, but it could be at 9%, a nice little winter warmer just on the lighter mouthfeel side. With a winter warmer, you generally want it to be, you know, oomph. You want that little oomph on that oomph. You know what I'm saying? You want that oomph on the mouthfeel. By and large, this is a good beer. You know, in my opinion, I don't think that waiting as long as I did to review these did it any favors from a bitterness perspective. A little bit lighter on the carbonation too, and that makes sense. Again, the can had some give to it. But this is a good beer. I'm gonna finish this up and we're gonna carry on with the other beer reviews. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Look out for the other beer reviews to close out the year, and let's get it. Thanks so much to everybody for watching, and thanks to the participants for being in this experiment. L'chaim.